Yeah, what it dang dizzly doo wop. I am actually Zachary D, the Palsy Papa, and this is what it's like to have a real camera, ladies and gentlemen. You can actually see my lips moving and stuff. The more I look at this, it's just fantastic. You can see my lips move, and they're not like moving together in one blur. Like it's the whole thing is fantastic. Like I'm gonna start. Is it possible that I'm gonna make more videos? Can you make more than one a day? Is that the thing? I think with my schedule there might be fucking like I know there's not technically a limit, but um but I think with my schedule there might be. But shout out to Fire for the new camera. Merry Christmas from Merry Christmas from Fire Claws. That um truthfully, I would say one of the in recent memory probably the best Christmas gift I've gotten that I can actually remember as a Christmas gift that I have actually received from someone else that I didn't purchase for myself with the excuse of Christmas. Um, this is a brand new camera. I hope somebody watching this can tell because if you can't, go watch yesterday's video and then come back to this one and then tell me again if you can't tell. Because we spent what the last little bit just comparing videos, and I don't know how y'all let me get away with that. I'm I'm now even more thankful to the 18 of y'all. Yeah, I lost one of you. Somebody left the squad. The 18 of y'all that are still rocking. Um, I'm even more thankful today after realizing what I made y'all put up with. And I'm not talking about the yuzz and the dang dizzly doo wops and the tickle pickles and all that other stuff. I'm talking about straight up video quality. Like y'all were putting up with some stuff to get me squared squared away. Um it's got me wondering though, how much longer could I have gone on that camera and expected to grow the channel? For you just think I'd stop getting recommended and I would just fade into obscurity? It's possible. And I said in a very early video, use what you have, and I stand by that. Don't wait until you have something like this to start your channel. Don't wait. Do it now, but do it with a focus of if you're gonna take this seriously, and this goes for anything. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're taking it seriously, you need to invest some money in it. And I know I've taken some grief from, and I was gonna say people, but I think it's just Bob. I took some grief for saying I wanted to invest some money into the channel, being that it hasn't made money. Obviously, I haven't hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. I don't get any ad revenue. It's not making me any money. But I can't think of almost anything at all that actually does make you money that you don't invest money in before you start seeing a return. And that includes a job, by the way. Because even most jobs, you're going to work a few weeks. So you're investing gas at a minimum and lunch and new clothes. Usually you get an outfit or two when you start a new job because you want to look all fresh. So you have some upfront cost already associated, even if you go into a traditional lot. Right. Oh yeah. Oh, a business, right? Right. You're starting a business from scratch, and I think a lot of people don't think about that when you look at like people who are super successful. And we can have a big discussion about whether billionaires should exist at all. But at some point, you say, how much is too much return for this man fronting all that cost for however long it took him to actually get off the ground and start making real money? And how much of it is actually liquid cash and all the stuff that goes into that. So be willing to invest in yourself. Also, don't fall for some like crazy scams. I see I saw so many scams when I was like actively pursuing making music and thought I was going to turn a decent profit making music. There were so many opportunities like pay to get into this magazine that no one's heard of. Um, pay to play at this show that no one's going to attend. You got to make sure you're investing in the right things. And I think that this camera that we're talking about um, showed me that you can fall into a trap of more money equals better. I would say before you invest in any piece of equipment, you need to see it demonstrated. And we live in a time where you can actually do that. People make their living reviewing technologies, specifically for streamers, content creators, and stuff like that. So this is not a um, it's not impossible for you to actually see the equipment that you want to buy demonstrated, and you can compare one or two different options. I wonder if I asked what people wanted to see in my background. I know one answer. There's one person in particular that thinks I should just fill it up like a family photo album and just rock it like that. It should just be family photos all the way around. What would you want to see if you said this white space that's right here behind my head now that everybody can see because the field of view on this camera is dope. Um, what would you say fill it up with, given that you know the type of stuff that I make and talk about and stuff like that? But then I actually need to go handle them in a video. That would actually be a hard list to come up with. I have one name, and it would even be hard to put her on that list. One, and that's like it would be difficult for me to even write that one down. Um, every other time in my life that I've felt wronged, I've been able to look back and go, "Yeah, I was kind of a dick about that too." Like, I had an equal I had an equal amount of douchebaggery in that situation. I don't think I feel slighted. Um, in a particular um, situation too many times in my life. I think there's one, and I don't think as open as I could be on this channel, and I will tell the story of that person. I don't think I could ever go find her and sit down and have a conversation about it. I think it would be far too emotionally charged, not productive. It might make for good YouTube content. Not gonna lie, it might be my most successful video just because it's drama and people love that. But I don't think for my personal life it would be any good. Um, I would actually discourage people from holding on to like the names and uh like individuals who wronged you. What are you holding on to that for? Why are you letting that why are you letting that even poison your um thoughts? Because in a lot of cases, if they really wronged you, you're thinking about them more than they're thinking about you. So why give them more? Why let them live rent free in your head? Um, if they really wronged you, don't give them any more than they already took. That would be really where I stand on the wronged aspect. I think it might be I think it might be funny to somehow represent the uh, call center thing in the background because I actually what sucks about the video yesterday is I almost want to take it down and redo it with this camera because I think that um, doing some call center content, like what kind of advice would I give to somebody who is getting into the industry for the first time right now, or because they're going to work at home for the first time, somebody who's never thought about call centers before, who's jumping in right now, what type of advice would I give? I think that has a place um, on this channel, and um, I think that's some decent content. But staring at the screenshot, like, man, I want to go back and just roast my videos now. I want to do a me reacts to me series where I just roast my oil painted hair. Just roast my can't do shit about shit lighting. Um, I, I will say that I don't I don't have no shame. I apparently have zero shame because I leapt out that window like whoa, and just said I'm making YouTube content every single day now. That's what I do. I didn't care. I I I, I didn't care that it was on a freaking Polaroid. Cause like what what bugs me about that video is it's so damn bright. Like this video I'm looking at right now that we're recording at the moment actually feels warm in a way that that video just doesn't. And uh we've we've now crossed into a new era, fire. I'll never look. I'll never go backwards. We've now entered the next chapter of this channel because I can't. I can't. I no. What's really interesting is I was actually going to set up both cameras and have them run different angles. I can't do that though. You got one angle that's nothing but pixels looking like Minecraft out here, and then one angle that's just good. Like, no, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work at all. It actually makes me want to turn on the light. The the lights to my headset, the ear cup lights, it actually makes me want to turn those on. Because I specifically have turned those off. Because I I don't get to look at them, but in these videos you get to see them. This is more just an experiment of how much better is this camera. I wonder if the file size is going to be any bigger when I end up uploading these videos. You think? Right. Probably won't change at all. It's like everything is going to be. We've stepped up. We've stepped up in. We've stepped up in quality and can't go back. And I bet the individual who has given me like the push to polish my content and kind of get, honestly, she gave me a focus for the channel that I probably wouldn't have had without her. I bet when she sees this, she's gonna flip because she's been pushing me for over. She's been pushing me on overall quality for a while. Cause it's been what, almost 2 months now. Not quite 6. It's I wouldn't say it's been I wouldn't say it's been painful, but it has been a long, low resolution ride. Speaking, I do. I started. Well, you don't watch them either. You listen to them, unless you started watching them for some reason. Speaking of long, painful ride, though, I found out about a game that never happened that should have. I think it was by Penn Teller. Penn and Teller. It's a game called Desert Bus, and the whole point of the game is it's an 8-hour bus drive. That actually happened out like that game happened because I was reading it as a theoretical. Um, right, and every real time 8 hours every 8 hour trip you make is 1 point. One. That's one. Wait, so that's a real game that actually happened? Because I was literally reading it as a theoretical. So, excuse me. I was made aware of it by the question of if you got paid $150 an hour to play a game, but you can only play one game, which game would it be? And some troll said Desert Bus. I don't know that it'd be the worst, but it wouldn't be fun. It would be work. Like you'd clock in for 8 hours, finish your trip, and be like, I just drove. I literally drove 8 hours, didn't accomplish anything, but I made what's $1,200. Is there any game that you could play as a full time job? If let's take it down from the theoretical money of $150, but let's say it is a game that if you spent 8 hours a day, it could pay your current bills plus, let's just say 20% for incentive to not um incentive to not keep doing what you're doing, and like it has to be more than what you're doing right now. You got to see some improvement, right? So we'll say to make your bills happen, you got to put in 40 hours a week. I don't care if it's 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week across a 7 day period, 40 hours across 7 days, however you want to split that up. But you got to do 40 hours a week. Would it be Warframe for you? I think for I think for me, it has to be a game with a social aspect of some MMO somewhere. Maybe then those endless quests at level 50 on Final Fantasy 14 don't feel so bad. Um, or as somebody pointed out, you could just play Final Fantasy 14 and queue DPS, and you'd actually have to do something twice a week, and, and you would still get your 40 hours in. Because the DPS queues are ridiculous. But I couldn't play like a MOBA for 40 hours a week. Pick a MOBA, and I couldn't do it. It would have to. Right, right, for sure. I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to do whatever it is that I want to do. And I'm tilted. I'm over it. There's no um, there's no getting around that. There's no untilting me for the next 25 hours that I need to put in this week. And I don't even know if in most cases uh, he puts in 40 hours a week um, playing Smite, even on the best weeks, right? I don't know if he does or doesn't.
Yeah. Maybe.
I guess I was putting in 40 hours a week on Heroes for a while, maybe. I mean, Heroes games are short, so it's hard to say. 8 games a day, every day, 7 days a week, and then sometimes more on my days off, possibly. I don't know. Picking one of anything to do um, full time as far as a game is concerned would be hard
Yeah.
because even like my job, which is more or less the same thing every day, it is varied by the type of people I interact with and those the way that the way that they move about the system, the way that they move about the system and their situation. So you might deal with the same 50 situations, but every customer is going to react to those situations differently. It's very different than saying I'm going to type the I'm going to type out the Dr. Seuss book Cat in the Hat over and over for 8 hours a day. I couldn't do something like that though. I don't care how much you paid me. That would be mind numbing if they were just like, yeah, transcribe Cat in the Hat over and over, no copy paste, no nothing. I just want you to type it out over and over for 8 hours a day. And you got to get a certain number of copies typed to get paid. That would be
kind of brutal.
And unfortunately, I think there's a lot of legitimate like jobs that are just brutal like that. And I think you've got to work to find your situation that works for you. And that's something I mentioned. That's something I mentioned in yesterday's video, where eventually I got to a point where I wasn't going to leave a company unless I was leaving to improve my situation, because I learned functionally that most companies are doing the same type of work, and it's so similar that it doesn't matter who I work for as far as the job duties are concerned. It only matters who I work for as far as like benefits and how they treat me and pay and all that. All that stuff is what matters, and I can be choosy now because I put in the time in the industry and I have a resume that I could show pretty much any company to get hired. Although right now I'm not really looking for anything else. I'm good at the moment. Come see me in my 6 month review of the job with no name, because I'm not going to name them by name. I feel like that. I feel like that would get me in trouble, even if I had nothing but good things to say. I feel like naming them by name would get me in trouble.
Yeah, you probably just don't want to do that.
And it's one of those things too where, do I think any of the 18 people who are subscribed to this channel work for that company with me? No. But the worst case scenario, 6 months down the road, I now have a couple hundred subscribers, and one of them happens to be somebody in that company. Well, I guess what I can say is, because I told everybody from work today, second call ever with the company, I talked to a chick that I graduated high school with. So it's like the world is really that small. So it is possible that somebody who I work for could land on these videos. So that's really like my thing as far as that's concerned. I got to do something. You know what? You know what? Also, this new camera is telling me I got to do something with this beard, man. Beard is really in an awkward spot. It wants to be your beard so bad.
Wants to be my beard, huh?
First off, I have beard envy of anybody who can grow a really long beard. Like, take a pick. If you can grow a nice long beard, I'm not ashamed to say I got beard envy pretty good. The only saving grace that I got is I can grow a better beard than Steven. So that's,
Yeah.
I know I'm not I know I'm not losing that race. So
Low bar.
Yeah. It's one of those, I don't subscribe to the Ricky Bobby philosophy. If you're not first, you're last. I subscribe to the if you're not last, you're not last. and that's pretty much where the bar is for me in facial hair. Because this thing that I have going on, I've been growing this since well before Corona. And I don't know why I decided that the little middle patch should be longer than the rest of it. Like, I don't know what I was hoping for there. I was like, if I shape it so that there's one patch that's longer, maybe that patch will get inspired and grow.
Get inspired. Oh.
Maybe it'll see the hairs around it and go, I'm winning the race, and it'll just keep going and go, and it just hasn't.
Get inspired.
I have been putting some like facial lotion on the beard. It's not as scratching anymore. That feels kind of nice. Gotta take it. That's what I forget. Were we on camera when we were talking about self maintenance? I forget.
I don't think so.
These conversations kind of bleed together because just so you guys know, camera on, camera off. This is what we'd be doing right now. It's not like we said, "Hey, we're turning on the camera. Get ready to talk about some stuff." You literally said, "Hey, why isn't the camera on? We're talking about stuff." It's literally the opposite. This is just how we live. So I don't think we were on camera, but this mustache too. Am I gonna have to start twisting my mustache before videos? I might have to start like getting ready for a video. That's really hard at midnight, by the way. It's hard for me to
twist your mustache.
It's just hard to get up and get ready at midnight. Because even if I did it before work, I worked 16 hours today. It's gonna look a little run down, buddy.
Yeah.
Like before it's all said and done, it's gonna look a little run down. So I can't actually no, I take that back. It was only 14 hours today. I was trying to give myself 2 hours.
Oh no.
I lied.
You're padding the hours.
I was a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, I corrected it.
I'm unsubscribing.
I get some credit for correcting it.
Oh, now you just give yourself some credit for correcting it?
Today I do. Today
Any other participation awards you want to give yourself?
I think in some sense participation trophies at a certain age are important. And then at a certain age, you got to teach kids about losing. You can't just participation trophy all the way through. But you can't wait until their first thing of rejection can't be the rejection letter from the job they always wanted. That's an interesting question. Is there somewhere that you wish you could have worked that you applied that you didn't get?
Probably not.
I guess this one's easier for me because I got to work in my dream industry in radio. When I went to San Antonio to work in radio, I would have much preferred to take a job in Dallas. I would have very much preferred to be working for a major radio station in Dallas because I wanted nothing more than to work on the Kid Craddock morning show. I don't know if you're familiar with the
I am.
Craddock. I wanted nothing more than to work on his show. That was my That or the Russ Martin show would have been my two. Like, I want to be on that show. That would have been my two, like, dream. And then I worked in radio for 2 years and realized that I'm doing more what I wanted to do for radio now by making this video than I ever did when I was in radio. Ac- actually in radio. It's just a strange thing. It's it's such a thing that is gonna take forever to go away because people keep pumping money into it. Don't you don't you wish you could tell people to stop pumping money into things that are just dying? Like
Yeah, like
just
like pandas.
wait, hold on, back up. We're not we're not getting PETA on this video. I'm not getting copyright claimed by PETA because I hated on pandas or whatever. No, not like animate things, not like living organisms. No,
Oh well, if you're not hating on pandas, then what are you doing with your life?
the only pandas I hate are trash pandas, aka raccoons. Raccoons are scary. Like, truly, I think if I saw a raccoon out in my neighborhood, I would be concerned. That reminds me, we're coming home from Stevens on I guess it was Thanksgiving because I almost died after that. Thanksgiving, and Cecilia rolls up to the porch, and she's just off to the side, and you hear her go, "Kitty, kitty," and
Uh,
and and we're looking around like, "What are you talking about, kitty? Like, what is happening?" And she's just petting this random cat in my like near my porch. She's just petting it, getting after it. Also, what all did you drop off at my house today?
some stuff.
Cause like, I know that you said, "Hey, I got some toys for your kid that my kid don't use no more." Whoop. And then they actually get home, and I hear so much noise. It's not like the circus out there. Eh, It's like ring ding ding da ding da ding ding ding, and my wife comes in. What the hell did fire give our kid? And like I didn't go inventory the thing. I was working, so I couldn't like stop and go inventory whatever. Right? Like I didn't actually go look at it, but it certainly made more noise than I anticipated.
Oh yeah.
So did you like drop off a karaoke machine or something crazy? Like I'm not sure what all happened there, but like a speaking spell or something that
A
I don't.
speaking spell.
Do you not know what a speaking spell is?
I mean, ha- I don't know how you go from explaining it as wham bam bam to ding along circus music to speaking spell, but
I just don't know what it is. Like I heard the noise.
it's the bike that I told you about.
Oh, that thing makes noise. Okay, that's what
All
that was.
kids' toys make noises.
That is true. There's no such thing as a silence, kids. Um, maybe maybe they need to make more Charlie Chaplin action figures.
Charlie Chaplin action figures.
You know who that is. Don't
Yeah,
hold me.
but what?
Don't hold me on that reference. Oh man, speaking of references, right? We're doing like pretend calls
Okay. Yeah.
uh um yesterday or the day before at work, and the pretend customer's last name was Astley, and
Oh.
so
All right.
so I said as the customer, "Don't worry, I'm never going to give you up." And I feel like no one got it, and it made me sad. And and I it's one of those times where I found myself far more amusing than anybody else found me. Um and that type of stuff makes me sad cuz I was chuckling super hard inside and no one else. It got nobody else. But that happens a lot with my references, doesn't it? Where they're just so cringe that they get no reaction, but I'm over here cracking up about
Yes. Yes. Yep.
it. Am I the only person? Am I the only person you know who makes themselves laugh? Is that a is that an abnormal quality that I actually amuse myself?
It's special, I think, because it's not typical.
Is it not you? You don't ever say something that amuses you?
Okay, not okay ever and all the time are different.
Okay, so you're saying regularly this happens with me, like this is a
Like
thing.
like right now, this cracks you up.
Of course, yeah. This the concept of me cracking myself up is is funny to me. Like the concept of I think I'm hilarious, like unironically, um, makes me laugh. Truthfully, it's it's really one of those like little joys in my life. Like coffee is great, friends are awesome, and like little things in life or compliments are cool. But those jokes that crack me up are one of the little joys in my life that keep me trucking. Is it a lot better when they hit and other people understand what I was going for and like can laugh along with me? Yes. Is it going to stop me from enjoying the joke myself? No. No. If I thought it was funny, I'm going to laugh at it. And if I didn't think it was funny, I probably wouldn't say it. I don't think I don't think there's hardly anything I've ever said that I thought somebody else would find amusing that I also myself was not amused enough by to laugh.
What up?
What's up? We're just chilling talking about my new camera, recording a little video action. It's really odd because every time somebody hops in Discord now, I can't hear it. So you could have been there for 45 minutes. I have no idea.
No, I try to say something as soon as I join.
Yeah, I didn't think you were, but it did happen. It did happen the other day when Christine hopped in the live and Fire got all awkward. He was like, when are you gonna acknowledge the guest that popped in? Oh well, I had no idea because I don't hear Discord sounds anymore. And I still don't know. I think that's an IQ problem. Remember how we talk about those problems with IQ? I think that's one.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
Best
I
headset in the world. I never have any problems except for all those problems I have.
we've had this
I
discussion.
I I don't have like sometimes it'll be delayed,
But you always hear the noise.
but I always hear the noise unless
Oh,
so
I
unless sometimes Discord gets hung up when if I leave it on default. It won't always switch whenever the computer switches.
I have
And,
OBS on right now too, though, so it's on streamer mode.
and that will be why.
I
Streamer
feel like
streamer mode mutes all Discord notifications.
we've said that before.
Probably. We revisit a lot. We revisit a lot of topics. I can't wait. I can't wait for you to see the video quality on this, Bob, because I got my new camera from Fire Claws today, and this
Yeah.
Fire Claws, yeah.
this camera is OP.
So what you're saying is you won't have to do the stream at 1080 or like friggin' 480p at 30 frames or whatever it was before?
I'm not gonna comment on Friday's stream. I still don't know what's going on over there, but I can tell you that my hair doesn't look like an oil painting anymore. I didn't know it did before, but I was educated that on my previous videos, my hair looked like an oil painting,
It's interesting.
and it didn't look like hair. Which I don't know if I want my hair to go back to looking like an oil painting or look like hair again.
I mean, it sounds like it would be awesome if you just look like an oil painting all the time.
I think if I looked like an oil painting, it would be okay. But if I look like a bunch of pixels and my hair looks like an oil painting, that's
That's
bad.
true.
That's bad
And
video quality.
If you're being pixelated, it's no good. You're right.
No way, no. All right, well, that's a 45-minute video. If Bob had shown up 30 minutes ago, we might have had more Bob action on this particular video, but we were already going for 45 minutes by the time you hopped in.
Shoot. I didn't know it was a video.
Well, neither did we. I just got the new camera, wanted to try it out, and it kind of spiraled into, why aren't we recording?
Just kind of happened.
Spontaneous recording. All right, as always, I am Zachary D, the Palsy Papa, and this is the first video on a new camera. Don't be tripping, because I'm still crippin'. See you guys tomorrow.
Bye, people.
Bye.
Bye.